أرواحنا مشتاقة تهفو إلى لقيا الرسول.
I was having fun, entertainment, going out. I come from an island which is very famous for its beauty, so it has a lot of tourism. Now, what does it mean? For me, I was not interested in religion. I did not know who was God, what was God, how do you believe in a God. I just said, okay, there is a God, most probably, I don't know, there is a God, but where and what, I don't know.
ستيف كريس من اليونان نشأ في المانيا وتعرف على العديد من المسلمين هناك دون التعرف على الإسلام من خلالهم، ولكن حبه للمطالعة وخاصة كتب التاريخ كانت سبب لإسلامه.
I came across a lot of history books as I was reading personally as a Greek. I was interested in the Ottoman time, the Ottoman period of Greece being part of the Ottoman Empire and the Balkan Peninsula. And that led me to find out that what I learned about the Ottomans before at school was not right, was wrong. I read books in German, I read books in English, books in French. And I saw that there was differences. So I started looking into that field, and I started looking into maybe if they tell us something that is not right about the Ottomans, maybe they also tell us something that's not right about Islam. So I started also looking into Islam a bit, very careful, because I was careful about Islam. I was a little bit wary and maybe even scared to get deep into Islam, because that time, even that time in the 1990s, the media and the people were not very open towards Islam. It was still a negative. After 3 years, I thought, yes, I know now that people lied to me at school. When I was at school, they lied to me. And I've read so much about it. Also, Sirah Nabawiyah. I read a lot of different biographies about Rasulullah Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam in English and in German. And that changed my mind totally. I knew that this man was a very special man. First, I thought he was a special man, yes. But after that, I started believing he was a prophet. And that opened my mind to Islam even more. So the history, Rasulullah Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam, his life and his biography, and that made me really believe in Islam. And I said, now it's about time. After 3 years, I decided to go to the north of Greece, where we have a mufti, and I said Shahada officially.
من قصة عمار بن ياسر رضي الله عنه وأرضاه تأملت حال بعض المسلمين للأسف وهو يترك دينه أو بعض تعاليم الدين.
It's still nowadays is not easy. It was a time that my father, the first time in my life I experienced a father whom I didn't know that way. He was very wild and very upset, very upset. I didn't expect that after so many years in my life, knowing my father, I didn't expect that I would see a man like this. He even hit me, and he told me there is no space for you in my home. It was a very difficult time. It was a very difficult time. I was on the street and I had to go and stay at my brother's place, whom I got to know before. And yeah, sorry about that. But it was a very emotional time. It was a very difficult, very emotional time for a long period of time. It was like this, that I could just talk to my parents on the phone. And what makes it more difficult is when you try to explain to them that I've become a better man and not a worse one. No. I'm not a man who went back, but a man who went forward. But for my parents, because of their background, being from Greece, they always associate something Islamic being something Turkish. So for a long time, I didn't have contact with my parents. Just on the phone, I would call them. And it was very good that I did that. Many brothers advised me, they say, listen, do not leave this. Don't go and visit them, okay? But call them on the phone. Speak to them once a week. And I spoke to my mother, and every time she was asking, when are you coming? I said, I'm scared to come. I'm scared to come. I don't know what my father's going to do. And you cannot guarantee me. I said, I'm scared.
وتأمل كيف كان قلب عمار مطمئنا بالإيمان، ومع ذلك أتى النبي صلى الله عليه وآله وسلم باكيا خائفا وجلا نادما معتذرا.
Even still nowadays, they are trying to avoid talking about Islam. So it is still something like, as they say, it's like a dagger in the heart. But that's how certain people feel. But we know that in the past, how many of the companions had the same difficulties, and even worse, some of them.
هو رحمة للعالمين، هو قدوة